And what we have?
I just a little bit, I shouldn't say confused, but I want to understand what the term least in the kingdom means. I saw it in 3 different scriptures, but 2 is basically referencing the same thing. But I just want to understand what least in the kingdom means.
Okay, that's cool. Also, so when is Labor Day?
The 19th.
June 19th.
Yeah, 19th of June.
19th of June, so that's what, in about 2 weeks?
Alright.
Alright, we're gonna have some, we have, maybe next week. Next week I'll at least start it. I'll try to finish it before the following weekend, 17th. The weekend before that, we might be in Detroit. But I would like to do that Labor Day class before. Man.
Shalom, sir. What's going
on now? I'm getting some feedback.
The feedback came once I came on?
I didn't see when you came on. Right now, my damn screen is frozen. For some reason. Hold on. All right. Yeah, that's some extra feedback.
All right, let me try to go out and come back in.
Is that from you, brother, or that's from down there with your battle?
And everything so I mean? Yeah, I think I don't have to be feedback from here. Oh, no.
All right, goodbye. Try it with you again. Try it going out and come back. You just make sure everything else, everything else that you need, that you don't need running is on mute.
Tell them one come, sir.
All right.
Let them one come.
It might be from yours and yeah, because I hear in cars. Y'all have something else open? Any other screen that open? Gabar, I don't think it's you.
Sir. All right.
All right. It's gone now. What you all just did? Ah, shit, man. God damn, man. Y'all trying to blow the speaker. That's why. Y'all had the thing turn all the way up. Yeah, it might be that. Sometimes, with the echo and the reverb, sometimes it might be up a little bit too high.
It's on better, sir?
Yeah, man, that's something a lot clearer. Y'all hearing me, or that preventing y'all from hearing me?
All
right, cool. Hold on, let me see what I did. It's last brother here, Lewis. All right, so where's the ones that say you was confused about?
Matthew 11:11 and Luke 7:28, but that's talking basically about the same thing. One that different, but at the same statement is Matthew 5:19.
All right, let's get it and let's see if we could make sense out of nonsense for it. All right. Whenever you're ready, you have it?
That's it.
Let's go.
Book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 19. Whoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
All right. You want to try to break down?
La Asu.
All right. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough, Art. Fair enough. I ain't gonna fight you. Anybody else?
So like yes, sir.
Go ahead.
That one was in reference to John the Baptist in Matthew 11:11.
Right. I'm familiar with that one. You could go ahead and still read it for context sake.
Matthew chapter 11, verse 11. Verily, I say unto you, among them that are born of woman, there hath not risen greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he.
All right. So that least there, in both situations, it was, the least was in a negative context, correct? In both situations, the least was in a negative context. Describe what I mean when I say negative context.
So like yes, sir, it seems as though it's something that Yahweh is not pleased about in his statement.
All right. So now if he's saying, read the first one is the better, it's better for explaining, because the first one give you both sides of the coin. The first one give you least versus greatest, and it give you the conditions in which you will be least, and then it give you the conditions in which you will be greatest. Okay? All right, so give me that one back again.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of the least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
So now, why is he saying you're gonna be great in the kingdom of heaven? What's the conditions of being great in the kingdom of heaven?
Okay, sir.
Come on with it.
If I could, right? The condition is the reward is being great in the kingdom of heaven for being the most high commandments and doing them and teaching them.
That's a good way to put it. It's the reward of obeying the Lord.
Okay.
Right? The reward of obeying the Lord is being great in the kingdom of heaven. The punishment for disobeying the Lord is being least in the kingdom of heaven. You get the point out? Right? And of course, being great in the kingdom of heaven is it's really just being in rulership and in charge. You get me? Right? So now when he said least in the kingdom of heaven, what does that mean?
So lucky.
No sweat. Gabar?
Means on the bottom.
On the bottom, but you're gonna have to give me a little bit more than that.
Be counted for less. No.
You on it. Let's flip it like this. Or always remember that the Bible is not fairy tale. It's not spookism, right? It's going to be a kingdom like many other kingdoms, right? Let's take a kingdom that everybody is familiar with. Give me a kingdom that everyone is familiar with, that kingdom, familiar with the history of that kingdom, familiar with how that kingdom runs.
Go
ahead.
Edom, sir.
Say again?
Kingdom of Edom.
Which would be what?
America, sir.
Which would be America. All right. Lahab said no authority. You're on it at Lahab and lowest rank. You're on it, Richard Mendez. Right? Damn near that's damn near what it is. Right? So okay, in the white man's society, right? In the white man's kingdom, right? In America right now, as it is. Who is greatest in the white man's kingdom?
Like, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Right, the elites, the president, all these high profile people or known as the top-notch people or high society in America.
Right. And then who is least in the kingdom of heaven? In the kingdom of the white man, Salaki.
Like I said, white trash. Living in trailers.
In this context, yes. Of course, in another context, the correct answer would be blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right? In another context, that would be the correct answer. But of course, because the kingdom of heaven is for who? Israelites. We are looking at the Edomites in the kingdom of Edom, right? Because of the context of the question. So that's absolutely right. So the poor white trash is the least, right? So now flip it back to the scripture. Whoever, read it again.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
Right? So somebody who, you know, Eddie Long, Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes, Farrakhan, the men who pioneer going against the Lord are going to be poor white trash in the kingdom of heaven. Going to be bums, going to be homeless, so poor white trash or living at a very low estate. You understand? Now, in the kingdom of heaven, in the white man's kingdom right now, Salakia, in the white man's kingdom right now, is that poor white trash on the same level as me and you, higher or lower?
Higher, sir.
Explain.
Just having white privilege.
So explain it. Even though they poor and they white trash and they uneducated and they talk, you know, they have sex with their sister and, you know, father have sex with the daughter and make more kids. And they're half retarded and, you know, even though they, you know, backward in thinking and everything else, in the white man's kingdom, even though they're the lowest in his society, in the whole kingdom, they still better than us.
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead, Clyde.
Basically, well, I is viewed as the being better because the nation is on top and the other nations right now. Because of that, they get the privilege of the nation being on top, that they are viewed as also on top because of the status of the nation.
When it comes to us, in relation to us.
Yeah.
Right. In relation to Kim Kardashian or in relation to, you know, Brad Pitt, they are Masimba, elite in the kingdom of the white man. You get the point? They are the least in the kingdom of the white man. It's going to be the same for us. Like, okay, the kingdom of heaven is the exact same way America was built. It's going to come from core men who have one vision, who follow one leader, who are going to come together and bind together under what's called what? What did America come together under? What did John Adams bind the free states? You all might not know. Gabar might have to get you the answer. Or Sean, let me hear you.
Like you said, the Constitution of America, sir.
Constitution. At one time, America, the 13 states or the 13 colonies was not all together. Their symbol was the snake, right? Let me see if I can pull it up just so you all get familiar with it. All right, once again, even though you're in Trinidad, it's, you know, knowledge is going to give you, knowledge is power. The more you know about things, the more you're able to teach and reach and, you know, fish men and cut other men if you have to.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
And the Articles of Confederation help them to bind themselves together too.
Say that one more time.
And also the Articles of Confederation help them to start binding themselves together.
The Articles of the Confederation, the Articles of the Confederacy, right? That was I think that was the initial thing that John Adams put together. Right. When he went to, okay, I think George Washington was a general or admiral at that time, but he had significant clout in the South, right? And John Adams wanted, of course, to come together, to bind together, and he promised, I think, Washington that he would be, you know, he would one day lead. And that was, you know, it was a good exchange for them. It was business, right? This is what it looked like at first. You all see it? Right? That was the symbol of America before. Right? That was the symbol. Just hold on, there's another one too. 1 second. There's one with a broken snake. This is it here. See this one here? This is old, right? Don't forget the caption. The caption is just stupid. But this is the original. This is how the original snake looked, right? And there's how much pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe it had more pieces, but that's how it originally looked. Then the snake came together, and then what happened once the snake came together? I need a preset.
Like I said,
once the snake came together, go ahead. That's not the one I'm looking for, but let me hear it.
Right. Come on, chapter 1 verse 4.
Go ahead, just read it out.
Like I said, all right. Done. Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will pull down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
That's a good one, but that's not the one I'm looking for. That's a good one. That's more good prophecy. Give me Revelation 12 and 9. Masimba, you read.
Revelation 12 and 9.
Revelation 12 and 9.
The book of Revelation chapter 12 verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out.
Right.
That old serpent.
That old what?
That old serpent.
That old what?
That old serpent.
That old serpent. Where was that serpent? What old serpent are they talking about?
Like I said.
Let me get somebody else, Sean. Anybody else?
The black serpent.
Go ahead. Hey, who's that? Who's that back there?
Rocky.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Give Rocky a hand, man. Go ahead, Rocky. Rocky, you're early today, boy. Usually it's about what, 8? It's about 8:45 before we even hear from y'all. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, Go ahead. You probably had some, you know, fried rice and peas and macaroni pie and Morby today, brother. Yeah, man, some Spanish rice and Morby and 3 block of ice. Yeah, I feel you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Rocky. Come on with it.
Yeah, Adam and Eve.
That's right. That's the old serpent. That's the old serpent. And that's snake. But of course, America in the beginning was a snake. Serpent. Right? Read it again, Simba.
Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan.
That old serpent called the devil and Satan, the devil because he deceived the earth, is going to go on to tell you that. Go ahead.
Which deceived the whole world.
That's what devil means. He deceived the whole world. This serpent, even from the garden, this serpent, even with the white man in America, he deceived the entire earth. Go ahead.
He was cast out into the earth.
Uh-huh.
And his angels were cast out with him.
Go ahead.
Verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven.
I think we skipped something, right? We skipped something. It's in my memory. Oh, Salaki, read it again from the top.
Verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out.
Uh-huh.
That old serpent, called the devil and Satan.
Right? So that great dragon started off as who?
That old serpent.
That great dragon started off as the serpent. He came together, grew strong, and now he doesn't have to go around on his belly as much. He has another technique to give him power, which is what? The power of flight. You understand? He has the power of flight. That's why now his symbol is the eagle. That's why he has all his military planes. He dropped bombs on everybody. That old snake is now that flying dragon. You get the point? That's your precept for it. Right? That old snake was not once that flying dragon. So now, at first, right, the first settlers, the pilgrims, whoever you want to call them, the Puritans, they broke away from Britain. Taxation without representation is tyranny, blah, 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 because Britain is famous for their ridiculous taxes. Ridiculous tax every goddamn thing. America broke away, came from their own land. At first, from their own country, you could say, not their own land. At first, they were the snake. Now they're the dragon, right? And now, in forming their own land, they had a core group of men who came together and abide by one train of thought. They had their differences, right? Up till today, they still have their differences, but they still come together under one banner, right? What's it called again, Gabar? The
Articles of Confederation.
The Articles of Confederation and the American Constitution brought them together. And with that, they went on to kill and murder, take lands that did not belong to them, enslave people, and build themselves over time, fight on Slovakia. How could I forget? Fought immense wars. They went to war with a whole ton of people, went to war with themselves first, conquered, come together, fought off the British, went to war, had slaves, and built the greatest empire on the face of the earth. Well, listen, this is the articles of our confederation right here, the Bible. This is ours, right? From Genesis to Revelation is the articles of our confederacy, right? That's our constitution. That's what binds us together. And men are being raised up right now and trained and being selected by the power of the Most High and the Spirit of Christ, are being trained to form that core. And when the time is right, Christ is going to come for those brothers and the people that help those brothers and going to set them in their own land, not somebody else's land, in their own land. And Christ is going to go to war with everybody else and subdue the nations, and then give those men the opportunity to go forth and gather what? Go ahead, Sean. And gather slaves, brother. Go far and wide and gather slaves. You understand? You might be in charge of building the waterworks of the kingdom. You're going to need some engineers. You're going to need some strong laborers. You might have to go down to Nigeria and get them 6'5" Hamites. You might have to go to Germany and get them engineers and them architects to draw something up. You understand? You might have to go put them in subjection to build your empire. No. The men who are going to be given the high seats in the kingdom, right now, those are the men who are championing the cause of Yahushua. Those are the men who risk their lives for the cause of our King Christ. Those are the men who give up everything this world has to offer, lose everything this world has to offer for the sake of hope of the kingdom of Christ. Those men will be given a high seat. Those men would be called great in the kingdom. Now, while those men are currently doing their work and fishing, there are other men who are not abiding by our Articles of Confederacy, who are not abiding by our Constitution, but are promoting another Constitution, promoting another article of slavery, in fact. They're sending us to other nations to worship, sending us to other gods to worship, and making slaves out of us for them. You understand? Those men will be least in the kingdom of heaven. You understand? Those men, they're going to come back, they're going to be reborn in the kingdom of heaven, and those men are going to be least in the kingdom of heaven. You get the point? They're going to be least because you really didn't want this place to happen. You wanted to keep that old kingdom going. You wanted to keep that serpent going. That's that dragon who was that old serpent. You wanted to keep the dragon flying high. And no matter what religion you're into or philosophy you're into, once it's not the Israelite, once it's not the truth, once it's not the truth under Commander GEN.YAHANNA of the Israelite School of UPK, you are promoting white supremacy. If you're a Christian, you're promoting white supremacy. If you're a Muslim, you're promoting white supremacy. If you're a Rastafarian, you're promoting white supremacy. You get the point? Anything outside of this truth wants this dragon to keep flying. Wants this dragon to go further and further into the sky and be established everything. The Pope prays for missiles. He says, well, listen, he can't stop the war, so he prays for the missiles. He prays that the missiles hit who they're supposed to hit. The missiles have a chip in them that tell them who to hit. He don't got to pray for nothing. The missiles going to hit the enemies of white supremacy. And the Pope prays for that. Therefore, he wants the dragon to keep flying. Anybody outside here wants the dragon to keep flying. That's why they're going to be called least in the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead, Sean.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 38 and verse 34. For the men who maintain the state of this world.
Read it out. Read it out. Let's hear it.
Yes, sir. Ecclesiasticus chapter 38 and verse 34.
Go ahead, read. Let's go.
Because Ecclesiasticus chapter 38 and verse 34. But they will maintain the state of the world, and all their desire is in the work of their craft.
Say that one more time, Axelaki. I get distracted.
Yeah, right. But they will maintain the state of the world, and all their desire is in their work, is in the work of their craft.
Read up from it. I gotta check the context of that.
Okay.
I ain't here. You there?
From verse 29. Hold
on, let me catch up to you. Everybody who typing in questions, just bear with me. I'm gonna get with you all in a second, all right? Let me just finish this. Hold on. Damn, I think I lost the shit now. Okay, everybody there? All right, cool. I lost it. All right, where you at again, Sean? Ecclesiasticus what?
Chapter 38, from verse 29.
38 and 29.
I said from verse 24, then I'll jump.
Okay. Where you starting from?
Verse 24, sir.
24. All right, go ahead.
The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that hath little business shall become wise.
Okay.
Verse 25. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glorieth in the goad, that driveth oxen, and is occupied in their labors, and whose stock is of bullocks? When he giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give the kind fodder. Verse 29. So doeth the potter sitting at his work, and turning the wheel about with his feet, who is always carefully set at his work, and maketh all his work by number. He fashioned the clay with his arms, and bowed down the string before his feet. He applied himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make clean the furnace. Verse 31. All these trust to their hands, and everyone is wise in his work. Without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will, nor go up and down. They shall not be sought for in public council, nor sit in high in the congregation. They shall not sit on the judge's seat, nor understand the sentence of judgment. They cannot declare justice and judgment, and they shall not be found where parables are spoken. But they will maintain the state of the world, and all they desire is in the work of their craft.
Okay, and you asking if this could be used to say what?
To lead up to probably lead up to it is, we're down there real perfect now.
Mm-hmm.
So these men and them, they be always all of them that in there is the same thing. So anybody along the same lines supporting the continuation of America's system. Or white supremacy.
No, this one is different. This one is different, and it is important you make the distinction. This one here is okay. Read skip up to where you start at 24, right? Okay, this is the whole chapter here is giving you wisdom on how to deal with different things, right?
Right.
That's Ecclesiasticus. The whole Ecclesiasticus is like that. Ecclesiastes, Proverbs is, everything is like advice, wisdom. Do this, do that. Don't do this, don't do that. If this happens, do this. It's like advice. So this here, if you read from 24 again, right?
Right.
Read it again.
God, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that hath little business shall become wise.
What does that mean?
Okay, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm thinking about it right, but the man who that running down a certain business, he will become wise.
Yes, that's what it's saying. But okay, once again, you want to watch how you're saying it, because what it's really saying is that wisdom comes with time, with having the time to gain wisdom. You get the point? Having the time to gain wisdom, that's how you get wisdom, right? With the opportunity of leisure. Having time where you're not slaving. You get the point? What keeps most brothers from classes? Where Nigel in class tonight? You understand? I'm not singling him out in an evil way, but I'm just using this as an example where even in Egypt, what did Pharaoh say? In Exodus.
Yes, that's it.
Who's that? Nsimba?
Yes, counsel. Increase our burden, sir.
Why?
At least we work stronger than the Egyptians.
It's
So I guess
slightly different. Let's get it. I might be right. I might be remembering it wrong. Give me where you say a point unto them taskmasters. Was that Exodus 2? Where we at? Who have it? Exodus 1 and 11.
Exodus 1 verse 11. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses.
Skip me down to verse 13 and 14. You was right, Masimba. It was directly he said it because lest they rise up and rise with their enemies. But later you will see when Moses came to ask to let them go, it was a direct attack on having time to serve the Lord. Right? Give me 13 and 14.
Oh my God. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. Verse 14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor.
Right? So all our work, all our service was harsh and hard and tiresome. Set taskmasters over them, which is like your supervisor or your bosses, meaning what? You can't just go work and, lay down for 2 hours and then go back to work. You have somebody watching over you, making sure you break your back every day. It was designed so you don't have time to get wise. You understand? You don't have time to sit down and read, the chronicles of your people. You don't have time to sit down and get educated in your culture. I need you breaking your back so you can remain unwise. You get the point? I need you breaking your back so when them East Indian police pull you over and beat you in your head, you asking the question, why are you doing me this? Both are we black because you are unwise and they are wise. You understand? And the reason you are unwise is not your fault. You've been conditioned through slavery and Christianity and a whole colonization that put your slave labor at the forefront of everything. So you have no opportunity of leisure, like it says in Ecclesiasticus, right? Wisdom comes from having time to study, having time to sit back and ponder things and think about things. That's why Solomon was the wisest man. What labor did he have? You understand? Did he have to go out and fight wars like David did? David said, my Lord, sit here and let me make thy enemies thy footstool. David did all the fighting for him. Solomon just had to rule, which is a tremendous blessing, and it's a good weight on a man's shoulders because you can't mess up. But because he had so much time, he didn't have to worry about meals and who washing clothes and the bills getting paid. And the kids, who taking care of the kids and who babysitting the kids today because the rib got to go to slavery and you got to go to slavery. You got to worry about none of that. He's King Solomon. He's able to study. He's able to read. His mind is less occupied with bullshit. You get the point? Be able to gain wisdom. So now it's telling you, read it again, Sean.
Okay. Which one of them, sir? Exodus or
let's go back to Ecclesiasticus. Salaki.
21st, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 38 and verse 24. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that hath little business shall become wise.
Right? He that has little business. Busy. That's what this business comes from. The root word there is busy. Busy a lot. He that has little business shall become wise. So if you have time, you can gain wisdom, which is okay. This is probably a bad, not the best example, but it's an example most people could understand. Some of brothers get locked up, go to prison for 10 years, and then come out and got, GED degrees, everything like that, and then proceed to do what? Start sharing what they learn about this and that and Egypt and the mitochondria and this and using all these big words because what are you doing in prison? What business is there to tend to? You have time. You have a ton of time. You understand? Of course, you're going to have your regular routine where you have to get up here, report to the station, report to that station. But brother, you ain't worrying about laundry and, you know, what to eat and rent and bills. You got to worry about staying alive. But you got a ton of time to read and sit and think about things and ponder things. You get my point? Kids who go to universities, the parents want to pay for everything, so all they had to do is go to school and study. They don't have to worry about nothing. You get the point? You don't worry about nothing. You just go to school and study. Study, 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 get A's, worry about life after. But for that time you in school, don't worry about nothing. You get the point? It's the process of gaining wisdom. To gain wisdom is letting you know you can't really be occupied with too much other things. Your mind only works that far. You get the point? Your mind only works that far. That's why rich people, entertainers, managers, CEOs, presidents, you have somebody who you have a chef. You have kitchen help who gonna wash the dishes. You got somebody to answer your door. You got a stylist, right? You got a driver, chauffeur, who his job is filling up with gas, changing the oil, making sure the car is right. Why? So you can rule. I can't be an effective manager if I had to worry what goddamn pressure the back tires are. I can't be an effective manager if I had to go to the damn auto shop and buy a oil filter and 6 quarts of oil. And I have to log down how many more miles before I have to do that. I can't do it. Can't be effective. My mind is only to manage. One of them devils, I think it's Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs? He's the Apple dude, right? The one that dead? I think Steve Jobs, if you notice, every time you see him, he would be in that black turtleneck and that blue jeans. Why you think every time you see him he was wearing that?
Right.
Anybody knows?
It's lucky.
Go ahead.
No bid.
Okay.
No bid.
What?
You know bid.
You have no maid?
You don't bid. You don't take baths.
Oh shit. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Go ahead, Gaba.
It's lucky.
Go ahead.
He would do it so that he wouldn't have to think about it. He just get up in the morning and throw it on, and that's it.
This devil bought like 100 black sweaters and 100 jeans and 100 the same white tennis shoes, so that he doesn't have to think about. He doesn't have to waste precious brain energy thinking about what should I wear today. First time I heard about that, I was like, man, these white people are stupid and crazy. And then I remembered what it was like waiting on a rib to get ready to go out. And I see where he's coming from. I see where he's coming from. I see why you had to tell her, I'll pick you up at 7, even though the dinner reservation is at 8:30. Because you know at 7:45, she's going to tell you she coming. She gonna peep her head out from inside the house or upstairs and say, I'm coming just now, 5 more minutes. And she's going to be trying on different stuff because she's thinking about what to wear. Steve Jobs realized that was wasting time when he could gain wisdom. So he would wake up every day and put on the same goddamn thing every single day. I think Zuckerberg started doing that shit too. Zuckerberg would always wear the same white or gray t-shirt and blue jeans. Same thing. Why? Because they need their mind free of every dumb nonsense in the world. They just need to walk and think. Think and walk. Walk and think. It sounds foreign to us. You know why it sounds foreign to us? Guess why?
To understand the relationships.
Say that again, Nakim.
Yes, sir. We don't understand rulership.
We don't understand rulership. That's an excellent answer. Give me it plain. Give me it another way that's plain.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
We're slaves.
We are slaves. You understand?
Right.
Because we are slaves, we have no idea what it means to rule. We don't understand rulership. You understand?
Right.
We don't understand being in charge. We don't understand having to make wise decisions. We don't understand it. You get the point? We don't get that. So this is flipping it around. This scripture here is telling you wisdom is gained from the opportunity of leisure. The opportunity of leisure, having a ton of time. I mean, Paul wrote damn near the half the book in where?
Prison, sir.
Where?
Prison.
On slavery?
Prison, sir.
Nah, he was flipping burgers.
Prison, sir.
He had time, brother. He got time to sit down and think how to respond to these letters and send this breakdown and write it. And it's kept for thousands of years. You understand? It's kept for thousands of years. So now, a man who has a slavery, keep reading, Sean, from 25.
Oh God. How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plough, and he that glorieth in the gold, that driveth oxen, and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks?
Right? Whose talk is of bullocks? Now that's double, because a bullock is like a young bull. A man who driveth the oxen and he glorying in the gold, his talk, his conversation would be of, well, I got a young bull. But of course, bullocks in today's society is another word of saying bullshit. You get the point? But that's how black people talk. The Bible is for us. He's talking a ton of bullshit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I have a young calf here. You see this car, blah, 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 blah. Like a man who is into that, you had him a flyer. What he gonna do? Which is the plight of all people. People see you and say, man, I hear what you're saying or you're talking the truth, but I got a job. I got this. How I'm going to feed my family? How I'm going to do this? Because it's done programmed in our minds to be slaves. You understand? So this is not necessarily good for the other point, because the other point is niggas who avoid slaveries to get the wisdom to turn black people against the Lord. T.D. Jakes ain't got no slavery. You understand? Creflo ain't got no slavery. Farrakhan ain't out selling papers. I can tell you that straight up and down. He ain't standing up nowhere selling final nothing. But so he has time to get the wisdom. Million Man March. Justice or else. And then, of course, the wisdom ain't coming to him, so he stole Commandant General Yahanna's whole breakdown, slavery in Egypt, slavery in America. We've been had signs for that for 15, 20 years. He has a lecture, slavery in Egypt, slavery in America. Where in the Quran is that? But he has time to sit down and get wisdom on how to turn people against the Lord. You get the point? This what you pull here is more explaining how a brother who's, has a slavery, or he have a business, or he tending to things in the world, it's hard for him to get the wisdom that a man who doesn't have so much business obligations, or might be locked up, or might be homeless and don't have the worries of another man, or might be blessed immensely where you have a ton of ribs taking care of him, or Salakia taking care of business that he would be taking care of. They're handling the kids, handling the mortgage, buying the cars, taking the car into the damn shop. All he had to worry about is being in whatever city and whatever time for camp, being there for class and studying so he can spill wisdom to everybody else who does have a slave, who can't do it themselves. You get the point? That man would be greatest in the kingdom of heaven, right? Not necessarily against the brothers who or sisters who occupied with things in the world, but it's letting you know that if that's the case, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to get what another brother is getting who has more time on his hands.
Yeah.
You understand? Who has more time on his hands. Give me one precept to go with this. Where Paul said, I would rather you remain unmarried. I don't know if that's what it's saying. Rather not marry. I think Hebrews. Go ahead.
Corinthians 7 verse 1. Don't go too soon.
1 Corinthians 7:1.
Okay.
Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 1. Now concerning the things whereof you wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. No.
It's right there. Give me No, I think it's right there. Hold on.
Oh, verse 7 still, yeah. Verse 7. 1 Corinthians 7, verse 7.
Let me hear it.
Come on, God. For I would that all men were even as I myself. But every man hath his proper gift of Yahweh, one after this manner and another after that. You done?
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 8. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide even as I. Verse 10, verse 9.
Okay, not that one, but it's in this chapter. Skip down to verse 32.
God. Right. But I would have you without carefulness. He that is unmarried cared for the things that belong to the Lord. Please the Lord.
Right? So a brother that's unmarried, his whole life in the truth is about what?
Go
ahead.
But caring for the things that the Most High, how you may please the Most High.
Say it plain. Give me it plain. Akim?
So I guess he would tend to the things of the Most High more because he has the time.
That's true, but all right, he tends to things of the Most High. So give me a plain. What is his whole life about?
Salakia.
Gabar? Go ahead, Gabar.
Oh, wisdom.
You're right, but yeah, I still gotta give me a little bit plainer than that. All right, hold on. You'll understand sports. Everybody laughing at LeBron and them and J.R. Smith, right? Give me a young footballer in Trinidad right now. All right, Andrew, right? Andrew, right? We're nominating Andrew. Right, good. Andrew, when he was coming up and he was aspiring to play for Real Madrid, right? He was a young boy going training with Coachy and Pekka and them. And you trying to be the top striker for Real Madrid. Was you studying about, college and university and, getting a wife and kids, or all you was concerned about every day was running faster, trapping cleaner, and finishing better?
Running faster, trapping cleaner.
That's it. He wake up every morning and he eat, breathe, and sleep football. Sleeping on the damn ball like this. Wake up in the morning, pick the ball up, go in the bathroom, brush your teeth, he had the ball right here. Going to school, he juggling the ball, going to school. Touches. Juggling the ball, walking home. That ball is his best friend. You understand? A man who is unmarried cares about the camp. Cares about class. Cares about boots. Cares about fringes, braids, the table, signs, the speakings. His whole life is gung-ho about that. Now, a brother who has a rib or a couple ribs, his whole life is about the camp, but in the middle of his whole life, the baby start crying. The ribs start, fussing over some nonsense. The other rib start fussing over some nonsense. The other rib get pregnant. You get the point? Now you have other business. You understand? This is another precept that could go with it to show where without business, all you doing is doing what the Lord said. You get the point? Serving the Lord, you help. That's why Paul came right after this in Hebrews and said, "He that have wives be as though he has one." You understand? And that one wife is what?
Lucky, sir.
Go ahead.
Truth, sir.
Truth. That one wife is the truth. If you have wives, be as though you had one. Like if you have one woman, you care to that woman. You do everything for her. You there at her beck and call. The only thing, that one woman ain't a woman. It's the truth. You understand? So even though you might have a ton of women, you have to operate like if you marry to this truth. Like our brothers in the streets say, I'm married to the streets. I'm married to this game. You have to be like that even though you may have a family. At that point, you're going to have to be like that to get work done. So this precept in Ecclesiasticus is not so much saying being the least in the kingdom of heaven, because not having wisdom does not necessarily make you an evil person. Does not necessarily make you a sinner. You get the point? Right? It just makes you a better slave. But usually this person who is least in the kingdom of heaven is somebody who does have wisdom. Somebody who tell you Selassie is God. Somebody who tell you Hamdulillah, peace be upon him. Somebody tell you praise Jesus, hushkala bashkala bashku. They got wisdom, but they're telling you to go against the Lord. They're going to be called least in the kingdom of heaven. Get the point? So like one more thing, another precept. Though you had a gate, now you can write it down and look it up. Anna was an Asherite sister who worked in the temple when Christ was born. Right? Sidebar, that's just a precept to show not every single one of the 9.5 tribes went into Syrian captivity and went into America. Sister Anna, she was an Asherite. She was a widow from her youth, meaning she got married young, but her husband died. She never remarried again. And all she did for the rest of her life until she became old was go to the temple and tend to the brothers in there. Cook the food, sew the garments, clean. She devoted her entire life since that, seeing that she was not married, to serving the Lord. You get me?
So I can.
Go ahead.
That's in Luke chapter 2, verse 36, right?
Right. It's early in Luke. If it's there, that's fine. That's right when I think Joseph carried Yahushua into be circumcised. It says that they found Anna in there.
Okay. And one more thing, Saka, is that why Christ had remained single? Because he wanted to have time to learn the Lord. And
yes, because he had little time. Christ's entire work. How long did Christ's work take? How long did it last? Just about 3 years. You understand? Just about 3 years is when his entire work began and ended. And that's why when Peter's father died, he told Peter, let the dead bury the dead. You understand? Peter couldn't afford to Yahushua couldn't afford to let Peter go, travel that distance, go bury his father, be unclean for a whole goddamn week, and then come back. Sometimes a man is that important in this work. You understand? And Christ had 3 years to get this shit done. He couldn't waste a week out. He couldn't do it. Now, with that said, I ain't telling none of y'all go, divorce your rib. Don't do that shit. I know you're asking me the question now to go home and say, baby, listen, I love you, but I got the Lord's work to do. Listen, I'm tired of your mouth. That's it. Got the Lord. Don't do that shit. That's your woman or woman, how much ever you have. Deal with it. But when it's time to get up, you gotta get out that bed. You might get a call 3 o'clock in the morning in full position. Full position, that phone ringing. You know who calling you. She telling you don't answer the phone. You had to be like, shut up. Listen, come on. We finish this when I get back. And you gone. Get the point? You out. You're rolling. You're going to have to be like that or else this job don't get done. But that precept you pull in Ecclesiasticus is not necessarily the best one for what we was breaking down about least in kingdom, all right? Go ahead.
The question on like Farrakhan and all of them that hide in the wisdom, right? There was scripture, I think, in Ecclesiasticus earlier that say it is It is better for a fool to hide his foolishness than for a wise man to hide his wisdom.
I mean, that's all over. That's in Proverbs too. It's better to stay quiet and be thought wise than to open your mouth and, you know, be taught foolish. Something like that to that effect. Even Benjamites have a saying that it is better to stay quiet and be taught wise than to open your mouth and remove all doubt, or to be taught a fool or something like that. Like, okay, somebody could look at you and you could be quiet, and because of how you just sitting there taking everything in, they might be like, well, this brother, he's studying it, he's taking it in. You know, he understanding. You mightn't be understanding shit out. You mightn't know your ass from your elbow. But you could open your mouth and say something stupid, and now, yeah, well, we know for sure you're an idiot. Before, we didn't know. You know, you gave the benefit of the doubt, you had some sense. But now you open your mouth and he's a fool. You get the point? So that's that. All right. Let me get some of the other questions. Brother asks, or brother or sister Jack, can angels come in the form of other nations? I can't recall it ever happening. I'm gonna have to double check, but for now I'm gonna say no. All right. For now I'm gonna say no. Or an angel can come in any form, to be honest. But I have no recollection of it happening where, you know, angels show up as a Moabite or something like that. You get the point? If I may ask, how should a woman go about justifying her beliefs to a person in the world without addressing scriptures for support? Does that cross the line as teaching? Okay, it's not crossing the line if a sister has to pull a scripture in defense of her faith. Really, okay. This situation is a little bit it's more tailored personally. It's not the same for everyone. A married sister should have her husband speak for her. If this is your friends, you know, your friends who in the world, you have friends who in the world, and before you came into the truth, you know, you and them was, you know, the wild team, the whole team, right? I wouldn't pull no scriptures. I'd just say, fuck y'all. Excuse my language, Salakia. But you can't, somebody in the world who is challenging me that much on the truth, there's no scripture you could pull for them. They just mad you ain't getting high with them no more. They just mad you ain't hoeing with them no more. They just mad you ain't going to the strip club with them no more. It's not about the truth. It's just about your allegiance to sin. Right? You ever hear the saying, misery loves company? That's really what it is about. Now, if this is like your mother or your father or a blood relative that, you know, but you in a cult, this is what it's saying. You know, initially you get them the benefit of the doubt and you could show them what you believe and why you believe, or call your husband, or if you're unmarried, yeah, you know, you could ask whoever you report to, when whichever city you're in, if they don't mind helping you out with a situation with the family, you'd like to ask somebody to come down there and explain properly in the spirit of the Lord to your family. Have your family sitting in one of the classes, all right, and ask their questions directly. Have them call in so they could get properly taught or cut. And that way you ain't have to have a bad conscience about, I had to pull this scripture and be teaching. But sometimes in certain situations, you know, that's not teaching in terms of a sister. You more or less defending what it is. It's not like you going around, hey, come check this out. Did you know the Jews was black? Yeah, come right here. That's, you know, you teaching. This is somebody bringing something to you and you now having to defend it. You understand? As you know, having to defend it. It's damn near like fighting. You tell sisters, you ain't to fight. That ain't your job. But shit, if somebody's kicking in your door trying to rape you, you better grab whatever and start swinging like you're crazy. I ain't gonna check you for fighting then. I'll congratulate you for, you know, shit, defending what belongs to me. You get the point? So it's the context of it all. But you probably want to get a little bit more counsel on the situation. What I have found is that Usually when you come into the truth and you're getting into arguments with people who not in the truth, it's your fault. And this is why. Me and you can't argue if we have nothing in common. Right? If we have absolutely nothing in common, there's nothing for us to argue about. The argument comes because your association with them is still close. That happens with friends. Sometimes one friend coming to the truth, the other friend is not there. And every week you come in for counsel on what this friend say and what this friend said, and it was disrespectful. When really it is, you should never answer this friend's calls again. You should never, you know, you should cut this friend off. You get me? So once again, it takes a little bit of, you probably have to get a little bit more counsel on whatever the situation is and who it is to get it tailored to. But there's going to come a time where they had enough time to come find out for sure and either join or be respectful and still deal with you on that, you know, that level of, I see you into this, but all right, cool, how is everything? Or just get lost.
Right.
You understand? Or just get lost, which is, you know, which is really what it comes down to, is that if somebody can't accept this and they always, every time they see you, have to disrespect you on some level, you are going to have to cut that person off. But again, I'm just giving you in general, what you really want to do is get some counsel on it. It sounds like it needs a little bit more details on it for the best way. You understand? Because you asking from the point of view of actually going and showing them proof of what you believe in, when really sometimes you just ring, turn the phone down. There's no argument. I don't have to pull no scripture. You know, a ringtone will teach you. Me not showing up to, you know, to hoe in the club no more gonna teach you. Me not showing up to get high no more will teach you. You understand? Me not having no, you know, time to, you know, to talk of bullocks anymore will teach you. You get the point? Like it's sometimes that's the, it's, you know, it is what it is. You know, everybody had to deal with it. I had to deal with it. Everybody had to deal with it, where you had to cut some people off. That's it. All right. So my advice here is get a little bit more, you know, specific counsel on it. You know, but you're in the right spirit of wanting to defend the truth and defend what you believe in, because it is the truth. But, you know, again, as a sister, a woman, and just even for brothers too, sometimes the battle ain't the battle. The battle is cutting the person off, which is why I say you. It might be something with you, where you keep them around when this is somebody you have to cut off. Right? Go ahead.
All right, question on the first Kings chapter 11, verse 4 to 9, concerning King Solomon.
Is that the one you asked me last week about if the curses oh boy, if a father says something, if it lasts forever, if somebody curses, is that one?
Like I said, that was me. That was my question.
That was my question, sir.
Okay, but is this the one in Kings that you're gonna ask again?
Yes, sir. That's the one that from Thursday night. That's the one concerning if Solomon went off, or he was as he get old, he get weak, and he started to go senile. That is why he turned to the heathen woman. And
I didn't get to ask the general them two questions. I was waiting to ask him after class, but some of the brothers needed counsel, and I honestly forgot. But I will try to catch the class tomorrow and bring it up. Just make sure you ask Galawan to text me the scriptures. Just read it out again. First Kings what?
Okay. Verse 4 to 9, sir. First Kings chapter 11, verse 4 to 9.
All right, go ahead and read it.
Come on, God. First Kings chapter 11, verse 4. For it came to pass, when Solomon was old, and his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, his power, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord, and went not fully after the Lord as did David his father. Then did Solomon build an high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burned incense and sacrificed unto their gods.
Salaki, where you at again? 1 Kings what?
Chapter 11, verse 8. Verse 8, sir.
Verse 8 is 4 through 9, right? That's what you said?
One time.
All right, go ahead, continue where you at. 1 Kings chapter 11.
Verse 8, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burned incense and sacrificed unto their gods. And the Lord was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from the Lord power of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice.
Okay. And your question is, if his age had, say it again?
If his age had affected, or if he was going senile, why his heart turned away from the Most High?
Okay, no, I'm gonna ask the general for, you know, full clarity on it. But okay, what are you missing here? Is what was Solomon's transgression?
Okay, sir.
Go ahead.
He was marrying the hidden women and that.
That's the point.
Okay.
You understand? Whether it happened when he was young or old is kind of irrelevant. Because the scripture says, make no marriages with them, because they will turn your heart away from following me. Remember that? It didn't give a time stipulation on it happening. It just said it would happen. Was Samson old? Nah, but Delilah gave him that good wine, though. Delilah sit on it. Delilah do that thing. She do that thing that woman, you know, good woman know how to do. And she get him to just drop everything. You get the point? Understand? The issue here isn't the age. The issue here is marrying a sister. You get the point? You marry a sister, brother, in your old age. She ain't telling you nothing about Allah. You get the point? She ain't telling you nothing about that. But again, I'm gonna bring to the general again for some more clarity. But his transgression was taking them women in the first place. Right? That was his transgression. It wasn't his age. Age is not a transgression. Right? Age is almost like if it was that he was old or being senile, it wouldn't be a sin because he ain't in his right mind. He's done past that already. You get the point? It's like a child. You know, if you have a 2-year-old and they walk in your room, you know, you at a relative house and there's pork on the table and child start eating the pork, are you gonna, you know, chastise the child for sinning? Child don't know no better. It's shit, something on the table to eat. They know it's something to eat. You get the point? It's similar to that. So it's not, you can't really look at the age of it. But again, I'm gonna get some more clarity of it tomorrow. All right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Art.
Yes, sir. So where does that scene here? Why I ask that question? Because when David was dying, he charged Solomon in 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 1 and 2. You know, the thing and to be a man and whole and keep the statutes of the Lord's commandments and statutes of the Most High. But I get exactly what was the doorway.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time.
I'm still up here, right? The reason why I asked the question is because in 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 1 to 2, David had charged Solomon. He tell him when David was dying, he told Solomon to be a man, to show himself to be a man, to keep the laws, statutes, commandments, and judgments of the Most High. Right? But I see what it is saying exactly the doorway. And Solomon broke that charge when he married the hidden woman in the first place.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's okay. David is okay. Once again, you got to look at it in the context of everything. Remember, David and all sinned against the Lord. It was a major transgression that he would have been put to death for if it wasn't for mercy from the Lord. You get the point? David took a man's woman had sex with her, got her pregnant, found out she was pregnant, and then sent the brother to the front of the line to die so that he could marry her later and the pregnancy would, it would just go. You get the point? So David is, just think of it as, okay, the Lord didn't kill him, the Lord punished him, but he on his deathbed and he is looking at his son who is about to be what? King, just like David was king. And he knows with being a king, brother, nobody is going to tell you no. You understand? He knows. It's just like, just think about a rich entertainer. A rich entertainer, brother, somebody who is famous and popular and wields a ton of power, nobody gonna tell you no, which means opportunity to sin is at your fingertips. Whatever you feel to do, you're gonna be able to do. So he's reinforcing in his son, don't F up. You understand? Obey the Lord and know what I'm telling you. Keep it. Keep it. He's reinforcing in his son because now he don't want his son to go through what he went through. You get the point? Everybody wants to be able to pass a life on to their children that is free of strife. Give the children as much wisdom as possible before they have to be buried so that the child ain't knocking the head all over the damn place learning stuff. So even he's charging him with that, but he's charging him knowing the faults of disobeying the Lord. But again, Solomon was the wisest man, but he was not perfect. You understand? He was not perfect. And he had a ton of women. And he got some heathen ones too. And you know the rest.
So I guess,
go ahead.
Last question, right? Well, at least for now.
Clean that up quick, man. Go ahead.
Bathsheba and the man and her husband, right? Before David killed him and whatever the case is, they was heathens or they was Israelites?
Bathsheba. Give me. Yeah, I probably pull what you're talking about. You mean the Queen of Sheba?
No, Bathsheba, who David slept with, the man wife. You are the Hittite. You are the Hittite. It was heathens or they was just...
No. There was Israelites.
Okay.
There was Uriah was an Israelite. Bathsheba was a sister. From what the scripture says, she was bad as hell. David couldn't help himself. Lord be with him. And, that's it. Shit happens, Zach. Shit happens. Just make sure shit don't happen to you. The things written aforetime was written for our learning. So even though it's in there, it don't mean, that's the, instructions for life. It means you're supposed to learn from the mistakes of your brothers who went before you. All right.
So, like you, sir.
Go ahead, Gabar.
On 1 Kings 11 and verse 9, I don't recall ever reading that before, but it says, if I may, and the Most High was angry with Solomon because his heart was turned from the Most High powers of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice. Where did had Most High, when it says that, what does it mean? That he appeared unto him twice.
Well, I may have to do a little bit of research on that to get the exact ones for you. I'm not sure if one is when one of the prophets came to him. Let's see if I have any notes in the Bible on it.
Okay.
Right?
What?
Ain't no sweat. In the meantime, somebody grab Revelations 14 and 3. Richard Mendez. I get Bridon. What does it mean by saying a new song will be sung that only the 144,000 can learn? In Revelations, 14 and 3. Gabar, we're asking First Kings 11 and 9,
First
right?
Kings 11 and 9. Okay. When it says that the Lord appeared unto him twice.
That's it. 1 Kings 3 and 5. Where's 1 Kings 3 and 5?
1 Kings 3 and 5. 1 Kings chapter 3 and verse 5. In Gibeon, the Most High appeared to Solomon in a dream by night.
Skip up to verse 3.
Verse 3. And Solomon loved Most High, walking in the statutes of David his father. Only he sacrificed and burnt incense in high places. Verse 4. And the king went to Gibeon to sacrifice there, for that was the great high place. 1,000 burnt offerings did Solomon offer upon that altar. In Gibeon, the Most High appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and the powers said, "Ask what I shall give thee." And Solomon said, "Thou hast showed unto thy servant David my father great mercy, according as he walked before thee in truth, and in righteousness, and in uprightness of heart with thee. And thou hast kept for him this great kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne, as it is this day."
Right? So you see that's one.
Okay, kind of
3 through 6. And the other one is chapter 9, verse 2. Give me that.
Kind. 1 Kings chapter 9, verse 2. That the Most High appeared to Solomon the second time, as he had appeared unto him at Gibeon. And the Most High, you want to read, sir?
So as he appeared to him in Gibeon, which means in a dream as well. All right.
Water.
So once again, the brothers had special favor with the Lord because of their allegiance with him, because of how strong they stood for his constitution. And that can happen. And that's what the Israelite School of UPK is here for, to build men who stand firmly for the constitution of the Lord. You get the point? To get God's favor. And that's what happened with Solomon. And the Lord is checking him now, saying it's like, I appeared unto you not once, but twice, brother. I came to you. This is the Most High power. You get the point? It's like he's like, what else you need? But okay, this is the burden that comes with being an Israelite. The burden that comes with being an Israelite is your flesh is the carnal desires of your flesh will take over your spirit if you're not diligent. You understand? Like the Lord is telling Solomon, I came to you twice, and still it took these strange women. Israel walked through water, brother. Israel saw the firstborn of all the heathen die in Egypt, walk through the Red Sea. You understand? You understand? Moses parted the Red Sea. We walk through the shit, reach on the other side, and build a golden calf. That's who we are. That's the type of people we are. That's who you sitting down right next to in the room right there. You understand? Galawan, you going to church, you're going to point every goddamn Sunday. You understand? That's who we are. That's who we are as a people. And once again, the scriptures is there for our learning. You have to understand the immense fight that's going on within your members, between your flesh and your spirit. And brother, I'm going to tell you like how the general told me, sin is delicious. Get the point? I call the general sometime trying, thinking I'm having mercy on this particular person. This person is struggling with trying to get off weed, right? They're starting in the school, they're trying to come to class. It gonna sound like everybody because that's a damn near everybody's problem. I call the general, I say, General, XYZ is the case, blah, 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 blah. I wanna try and do this for the person because I believe if they see that, they might get some encouragement to get strength. You say, Meshach, I hear you, no, brother. You're kind, brother. From the time you start to talk like that, I already know you're trying to pull the Christian card. You're kind, brother. I know you're looking out for Israel, brother. You say, but you're approaching it wrong. See, this person is not getting high because they can't help it. They're getting high because weed is delicious. Weed does not feel bad. Weed feels good. You understand? Sex with whores is good. It feels great. Feels great. See how they promote threesomes and, you know, sex with white women? Forget y'all in Trinidad, forget about getting an Indian. Forget it. Listen, I grew up on Kama Sutra. You remember that treason song? She wanna give me Kama Sutra. I grew up seeing Mississippi Masala. I grew up with the whole promotion of the East Indian woman. And that appeals to our flesh like nothing else. Our flesh, as a people, desires sin strongly. You understand? Strongly. And the minute you understand that sin is delicious, it makes the fight not easier, but you can understand the fight now. Like, you're not doing this because, you know, you're just weak and, you know, you can't help yourself. No, nigga, you just want to feel good. You want to feel the caressing of that weed going down into your throat, or them pills when they explode in your stomach. You want to feel that, or that pill that dissolve under your tongue. Or you just like the way she talks. She from Germany. Yeah, but I have a foreign. I driving a foreign whip with a foreign bitch. Excuse my language. She from Germany. You should hear how she talk. Nah. She from Sweden. She from Switzerland. Yeah, she from Calcutta. Calcutta? Nigga, I want the broad from Cap de Ville, from Fanny Village. There's places in Trinidad. From Belmont, from Movar. You get the point? I want the broad from there who nobody don't want. You get the point? Like, you gonna have to now fight your flesh to desire lawful things. So it says, when the Lord appeared to Solomon the first time, how it said Solomon loved the Lord and delighted in his laws and the laws of David.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have to press your flesh, brother, to delight, to desire obeying the Lord. That's how you're going to have to do that, or else you're going to lose to your flesh every day. Your flesh is strong and all. It's very strong. You're going to lose to it every day if you don't press yourself to have a desire to obey the Lord. Get the point? All right, let me get Revelation. Where the brother wanted in Revelation?
14:3.
Revelation 14:3. All right. Go ahead.
Other one come. Revelation chapter 14 and verse 3. And they sung, as it were, a new song before the throne and before the four beasts.
Start at one. Salaki.
Revelation chapter 14 and verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. Verse 3. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song, but the 144,000, which were redeemed from the earth.
So the brother asks, what's this new song that no man could learn? Anybody know the song?
Yes, sir.
Who is it?
Yeah, Master.
Go ahead.
So that song is rejoicing, sir. Because we talk about the street saying, and they sung as it were a new song.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a new song, sir. But the way they express themselves is as if it was something new. Great rejoicing, sir.
Salakia?
Your kung fu is good, Master Masimba. I see you have been practicing. I see Masimba, he has some opportunity for leisure. I see he getting somewhere. At first I thought he was going to take him somewhere. I'd be like, nah. All right, okay, Hank. I see your kung fu. All right, Gabal, let me hear.
I don't know it by heart, but the is it the Yahweh Abanawa? I don't know that though.
Nah, man, this is the song. You're tripping, man. Slaughter. Listen, Akkad name is 144. It said Sealy 144. He had the song Prepare Slaughter. What else he want? That's Prepare Slaughter. Nah, I'm joking.
Right.
What Masimba said is the truth. Explain that part again, Masimba, where he said, as it were, an old song.
Yeah, kind of from verse 3. It said, and they sung, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne. So
right.
as it was indicating, as I was explaining, so that is not a new song.
It's the same song.
Why
is it that no man could learn this same song?
Go
ahead.
Is this song, right? The song they're talking about here in particular, the truth, right? And then no man can learn the song because they have to they have to get it, over. They have to get it the same way as they get it before. They come back and get the same way they get it, the same truth.
This song, you'll take away my moment, man. I was trying to bust it out there and make everybody. You're robbing me of my moment down there. You're robbing everybody in Trinidad, robbing everybody, robbing the casino, robbing the damn grocery store. You're robbing me of my moments, sir. You're right. This song is the truth. No, not just any man can sing the truth. Sir. You understand? It ain't there just for anybody to sing. You get the point? This song is the truth. And that's why the 144,000 know it, because these is the men who was fighting for the truth all their life. You understand? These are the men who was fighting for the truth all the time. These are the men who brought Yahushua back. You get the point? Right? So of course it's not a literal song, but it's talking about the truth. Right? But it's for the men who fought for them. Read verse 3 one more time.
And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the 4 beasts and the elders. And keep going, sir.
Yeah, please.
And no man could learn that song but the 144 and 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth.
Right?
Verse 4.
So no man could learn it, but these 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. This 144,000 is the government or the ruling body of the kingdom of heaven. And this song is the truth. It's our constitution. It's what's going to govern the kingdom of heaven. You get the point? It's the truth. What's the first line in this song? Let me see where you're at now. Got my moment back. Got it back. Come on, Sean, let me hear you.
Oh, hear, O Israel, the Lord of...
What's the first line in this song? I got it back. I got it back.
First line. The first line in the song says, the UPK official video now.
That's admirable, Masimba. I hear you.
Redemption.
The first line in this song, brother. Telling you straight up, is the white man is the devil.
Yeah,
White man is the devil. Just like every good song. How does it open? It opens with a banging line. Like, oh, I can't have that song Prepare Slaughter. Brother, I every time I hear that, I just hit back on the damn music thing. I like to hear the Prepare Slaughter. We about to Prepare Slaughter. Y'all people be thinking I be going crazy. I like to hear it. But in the spirit, and I'm talking spirit, this ain't, once again, this is not a literal song. But the spirit is, brother, the first line of the song is the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. That's the first line. If you can't get past that, you can't sing the rest of the song. That's why not anybody could learn the song. You understand? The white man is the devil, and no heathen is getting into the kingdom of heaven. Bring in the hook. Bring in the hook now. That's the first verse. Now the first verse, bring the hook. You get the point? That's why no man could learn this song. It ain't for everybody. This ain't for everybody. All right? I'll keep going. Give me verse 5. Right? While we're here, I'm gonna just break this down real quick while we right here.
Verse 5. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they were without fault before the throne of the powers.
Well, no, Salakia, I skipped forward.
Oh, you want 4?
Verse 4, Salakia. Verse 4.
Kind of one concept. Verse 4, for these are they which were...
Lahab said, we want no cowards in our camp. That's in there too. That's in there too. Yeah, Hebrew Academy season, y'all get ready. Y'all make sure y'all have a bulletproof vest or you could dodge bullets. That's all I can say, and fight with people. Keep going, Gabar. Mightn't see half of y'all in about 6 months. Y'all gonna be dead, nursing bullet wounds, stab wounds, pit bull bites.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be glorious. Don't worry.
Verse 4. These are they which were not defiled. These were they which were not defiled with women. They are virgins.
These are they which were not defiled with women. Ooh-wee. Broken noses. Go ahead, Lahab. Let them know. Let them know, man. Lahab took a strong one for the whole academy last year, brother. It was right. It was righteous. It was righteous, brother. Listen, I've seen men. I've seen men who leave for less than that, Lahab. You're a strong warrior in this truth for that shit. Get healed right back up, and now it's one of your war stories. Everybody know about it. All right, full out broken bridge, brother. Ooh-wee. It's rough. So they said these are the men, the 144,000. These are the men who was what?
Which were not defiled with women.
Which were not defiled with women, because of course women are nasty, right? Women are just nasty and dirty. Who want to defile them? Who want to defile themselves with some women tonight? Raise your hand. I'm a raise too. Hell. Listen, this is where your Catholic Church gets the idea that, well, not just this, but a few other scriptures, that of course, you know, sex with a woman is dirty. But of course, with boys and men, free up. Free up, large up yourself. Go ahead. Get all you could get. You understand? And recently, somewhere in Chile or Peru, how much 60-something priests was charged with raping boys, and they put them on a plane and the plane crashed? Right? They ain't publicizing it. They ain't publicizing it, but they put them on a plane and the plane crashed. Anybody heard what the Pope said in response to this homosexual named Carlos Cruz? Hold on, let me look it up. Hold on, y'all gonna trip out.
And I'm stuck. I said, somebody email.
Oh yes, hold on. All right, let me let this damn gay thing run out. I'm gonna send it to you through WhatsApp, all right? It's just the announcements.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm gonna send it to you WhatsApp for now. I'm gonna send it to you before the class is done. All right. All right, hold on. Let me put it up on the screen for you all. Are y'all seeing?
Pope could signal a major shift for the reported comments by the Pope could signal a major shift for the Catholic Church and its views on homosexuality. A survivor of clerical sexual abuse, Juan Carlos Cruz, says that when he told the Pope he was gay, the Pope responded, and I'm quoting now.
Okay, hold on. Before he quote the Pope, this Juan Carlos Cruz, he was a sex abuse survivor, I believe, from in the church. Meaning he was molested when he was young, right? He was molested. They gave him the full booty search for a few years. And now in his adulthood, he's gay. So he told the Pope, listen, you know, I'm gay, but, you know, of course, I was molested when I was young. This is what the Pope said to him.
God made you like this. God loves you like this. For more, I'm joined by CNN's Vatican correspondent, Delia Gallagher. Delia, what more do we know about this potentially very extraordinary conversation?
Hold on. Let me pull it back.
Like
you
gotta
pull that back. You gotta treat that like a big record. How did I say it in them dancer? Request mean rewind, the gunshot mean forward.
God made you like this. God loves you like this.
Good night. This is the Pope. This is the man who everybody think is the father. You know, he's the conduit between the earth and God himself. He is, you know, God on earth. He is the Pope, which means father. He is the head. He said, God made you like this. God loves you like this. That sound like what they be telling them boys when they be having sex. That sound like what they tell them boys, and the boys crying and running and talking about it hurting. He's like, don't worry, God made you like this. God loves you like this. You see how sick this is, Zach? We living in a very sick time with sick people. This is why this song cannot be sung by anybody. The line of this song is the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. You get the point? And God made him like that, and God hates him just like that. Devil. Get the point?
I'm trying to
right, so that is it. I ain't even gonna go into what the hell she had to say. Right? Who the hell cares about that food?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead, Art.
Didn't this current Pope also get convicted by a world court for kidnapping and child pedophilia as well?
Listen, brother. This current Pope right here, brother, he is, you know, he's Hannibal Lecter. That nigga eating your brains, everything after have sex with your child. Right. So now, these are the men who are not defiled with women. Meaning, they look at the scripture and say, well, sex with a woman it'll defile you. There's only one man on the earth who thinks like that. There's only one man on the earth who thinks a woman makes you unclean. You get the point? Who thinks a woman, you know, it makes you filthy. You get the point? That's the white man. You understand? Right. Laying with a woman defiles you, but of course, you know, them boys is, you know, squeaky clean. Them boys is bleach and pine sol. Right? Them boys is Lysol fresh. Right? You lay with them boys is straight up Febreze. It's Febreze, you get it. Right? Read the scripture one more time, goodbye.
These are they which were not defiled with women. For they are virgins. Keep going.
Yep.
Okay. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men. being the first fruits unto the powers and unto the Lamb.
All right. What does this mean? Same brother who asked the question, if he's still online, Richard Mendez. All right. What does this mean? If anybody else want to take a shot at it too, that's fine.
Yes, like yes.
Go ahead, Musimba.
These are these which will not defile with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb, wheresoever he goes. Talking about persons that are not following doctrines, but only the doctrine of Yahweh Shai.
I see it come master. I see we gotta poison your rice and poison your sack. Gotta put you outside the Shaolin temple. You know all the secrets of the great, you know. Read whatever. All right, say it again, Musimba.
These are the men that follow the doctrine of Yahweh Shai and no other false doctrine.
All right. Since you want to get busy, give me the preset. Come on, Musimba, let me see you. Yeah.
So Micah, so hold on a second.
Clyde, let me hear you.
I don't want to, I can't remember the exact place it is. My sheep know my voice, and they follow me, and I know them.
Not that's good for the other part. I'm talking about this one with the woman, because okay, you had to break this down because Christian Israelites, Christians, Catholics, they believe that this means the 144,000 is men who never had sex with any woman. And of course, they say, well, Christ didn't have no woman, Paul didn't have no woman. That's the proof, right? This scripture does not mean that.
So, like I said, if I may.
Come on up.
Is it Matthew 15:9?
What's it?
It says, they worship me in vain. Their teachings are merely human rules.
I could take that to support it, but there's one to go right with this with exactly what Simba said. But that's a good one to support it after. But what Simba said was, you know, this is the man who was not defiled with the teachings of this world, the doctrines of this world. Go ahead. Who have it? Got a one?
I know about that. Ecclesiastes 7:26. 7.
Go ahead, let me hear you.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26. And I find more bitter than death, the woman.
God damn. All right, hold on, let me help you out. That's not the precept I'm looking for. But okay, this is not, okay, the breakdown for this is not against women. When you look at it literally, it makes it seems like it's saying woman, which is how the white man looks at it, which is how fake Israelites look at it. That's why they tell you could only have one, because you can't be too defiled. If you have 10, it's just, what do they say if you have more than one? Sean, where's Sean? He gone?
That's a man.
What do they say about a man who has more than one woman? What do they say?
He's what's this?
Meaning they say he's dirty, he's filthy. That's, you know, that's unclean. So once again, this scripture says men who did not defile themselves with women. You see that whole doctrine of one wife, no wife. Those men secretly think that, you know, too much sex with a woman would make you unclean, or too much woman you have would make you, you know, dirty. But of course, these boys back here is just fine, right? The precept I want is to show the real meaning of it. Come on, who's that, Clyde?
You can answer too. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
Oh shit. Yeah, boy.
I see your kung fu is improving, sir. Tomorrow we train with steel. All right, hold on. That's good, but that's not the one.
So like
Rocky. Rocky, boy.
Yeah. Rocky to run 12 and 15.
We said?
Rocky to run 12 and 15.
What's it?
No, I don't think I joke with the woman thing.
Oh, okay. Salaki. Nah, not that. All right, last one, quickly. Come, who's that?
Salaki, sir.
Simba? Let me get Simba first, I'm come to it.
Simba.
Revelation 14 and 8, sir.
Somebody, you could see in this book. You dirty mother. You're goddamn notes. All right, go ahead, Ak.
Revelation chapter 14, verse 8. And there followed another angel, saying,
Oh, hold on. Again, I feedback. All right, go ahead. I'm good now. Damn, what the hell is that?
And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
All right, case closed. Go ahead, Simba. I see you, brother. The opportunity of leader. That's a good one. The one I was looking for is Revelation 17. Give me Revelation 17 and 1. Salak, is that you wanted to chime in?
That's the one I was gonna give you, other one.
17?
All
right, go ahead and read it. Give me Revelation 17, 1 and 2.
Verse 1 and And there come one out of 7 angels, which had the 7 veils, and take with him, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Right? The great whore, a hoe, a loose woman that sits on many waters. Keep going.
Verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
Right? With whom the kings of the earth have had sex with. Right? Skip me down to verse 5.
Verse 5, and upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth.
Right? On this woman's forehead was written Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of all harlots. She ain't just a hoe, she's the mother of hoes.
Good night.
Imagine all the hoes on the earth. The Kim Kardashians, the Amber Roses. Give me some more famous ones. The Nicki Minaj's. Give me some more.
Oprah Winfrey is a hot too, other one.
That's true. I want the nasty, the out and out nasty ones who we could say, yeah, last week she was with nigga. This week she here. Now imagine Miley Cyrus. Now
Hilton.
Say again?
Hilton.
Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Now imagine all them hoes, and they come from one woman who teach them hoeing. They were suckling the breast, learning hoeing. That's America. America is the mother of all hoes. Black China, how the hell I could forget that? Good night.
Right.
Black China, right? Is the mother of, and now they say now, this America, Babylon the Great, is the mother of all hoes, of all harlots, who the kings of the earth is having sex with. They're fornicating with, they're effing with it. Right? Now give me verse 14 in that same chapter.
Verse 14. These shall make war with the Lamb. Salaki, sir?
Go ahead.
Revelation 17 and verse 14. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called the chosen and faithful.
That's the 144,000.
Right.
That's the one who follow Christ all over the place. My sheep hear my voice. Defiled with a woman is not talking about not having women, right? The scriptures is written a certain way. Why? Who knows why it's written this way?
So, like, so can I take a shot at it?
Come on.
Because it was written for the children of Israel, the prophets, and to those who don't understand it, it would be as a parable unto them.
So,
knowing that the children of Israel, the ones who follow Christ diligently, will understand the word.
And the ones who don't understand it.
And we shall make our election sure.
Right, but then...
Salakis will help me out.
Okay, we understand it. But then the ones who don't understand it would be what?
They would be against it, basically.
They won't get it.
They won't get count.
They won't get it. It's written this way so that a faggot could look at this and say, see, the Bible said don't have sex with women.
Right.
All of y'all get one woman. I'm Bishop so-and-so. Get one woman. Only one. And get 1,000. Always talking about carrots and all kind of, you know, homosexual stuff. And then the Pope could come and say, you were born this way. God only loves you. And you have a whole society of men and keeping the women separate. Them nuns be violent and a mug. I see a video the other day beating the hell out of an old man. Beating the hell out of an old man because he don't want to eat. You know why? Because ain't nobody sending, you know, a whole foot of rod into that damn nun and helping her out, giving her therapy. So she pent up and frustrated and she doing all manner of evil. Talk to anybody who went Catholic school how violent and evil them nuns be. Cracking you over your head with anything in their hand. Because ain't no man exercising them. You get the point? Them men are raping all the boys in the world because they didn't want to touch no woman. Because this scripture is a stumbling block to them. It's not meant for them to get it. Once again, this is a song only we can sing. You understand? This is a song only we can sing. You ever travel in a car with Edomites and they're listening? Like, let's say you jump in an Uber and the Edomite driver and they're listening, you know, pop radio station with all the Miley Cyrus and, you know, One Direction and Taylor Swift. And you'll be like, God damn. Excuse me, sir, can you turn the station? Well, you don't like this music? I mean, yeah, it's cool, but I can't really sing along. That music ain't for you. Get the point? This here is for us. We understand this shit. Not them. You get the point? Right? So that's a little bit more into what the brother was saying. The question the brother asked about why is this song only for the 144,000? This is why. That's why. You get the point?
So like you, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
In verse 5, it says, in verse 5 on Revelation 17:5, it says, and upon her forehead was a name written. Now, in Revelation 14 and 4, Salakia. 14 and bear with me, sir. Salakia. 14 and 1. At the end of the verse, it says, having his father's name written in their foreheads. Right? Now, that would be like a contrast, right? Because of the as far as the 144 following their father, whereas the others would be following the whores, the whorish mother of Babylon.
Okay, say the first part again with the names. I just want to make sure I get in that part right.
It says in 14 and 1, having his father's name written in the 144,000's head. Whereas in 17 and 5, it says that the that those others would have the name of the whore Babylon written in their forehead.
No, this
No?
17 and 5 is saying that's the name in the whore's forehead.
Okay.
Right? You see 17 and 1 where it says, I'll show you the judgment of the great whore that sitteth on many waters. All right.
Okay.
Who the kings of the earth fornicated with. Right? Give me from verse 3. So that's so you could understand it. Give me from verse 3 real quick.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Right? This woman, she was sitting upon a beast with full of names and full of names of blasphemy. Right? Having 7 heads and 10 horns, like the beast from Daniel. Right?
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 4, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
Hold on. Wait, hold on, back.
Uh-oh.
The woman was what?
The woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet.
Hold on, say it. In what?
In purple.
In what?
In purple.
In purple. So you mean them is hoes? Wait, hold on. Is you telling me they hoes? Now, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Are you trying to tell me they hoes? I think they hoes. I heard Cesaria hold them out this weekend. I heard they came up, they tried to walk up on Cesaria. Cesaria send them hoes on their way.
Most High Christ.
Go ahead, and the woman dressed in purple. Woman is feminine. So they hoes. Right? Go ahead.
In purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
Ooh, boy. Hoes. Go ahead.
Right. Purple and gold, too.
Purple and gold.
Having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
And in their hand is a cup full of abominations and adultery out the ass, telling a sister to leave the man who she having sex with for 10 years because they ain't got no ring, and marrying one of them. And they seek closet homosexuals, having sex with transsexuals, having sex with the thing with the rod with the 2 breasts on the chest. With that thing, they go up in there with that same purple and gold on and commit fornication. That they hoes. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Right? Of course. I'm gonna put this in my purple precepts right here. Right? And just in case one of them ever, get brave one day. But of course, this is talking about America. Purple and gold is traditionally royal, beautiful colors, considered rich. America is rich and wealthy. Imagine like a big slut with all the breasts hanging out. You could see her behind. She arrayed in purple and gold, and she have a cup, and the cup filled with liquor.
Right.
To get you drunk. What's that cup filled with?
Abomination.
Abomination, that's correct. But something else, something simple. Come on. Christianity. That cup is filled with a drink called anity. You understand? Anity in that cup. And with that cup, she get the whole world drunk. And what does a whore do when she gets you drunk? She give you AIDS and STDs and HIV and all the problems. They have sex with you, and now you have problems. That's why they said the kings of the earth fornicate with her. But in verse 4, when you go back to 13 and 4, read it again. 13 and 14 and Salakia. 14 and 4.
14 and 1.
14 and 4.
14 and 4. Kind of one kind. The Revelation 14 and 4. These are they which were not defiled with women.
Right. These 144,000, we didn't drink from that cup. and we didn't lay down with that stuff.
Okay.
And we walked out the Christian church. We walked out the Muslim mosque. We cut dreadlocks and left Rastafarianism. We left the whores of this earth and followed our King Yahushua. You understand?
Second half of the question, sir.
Go ahead quickly.
And then, is Psalms 106 and 39 also something that can be used there?
Let me hear
it. Psalms 106 and 39. Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a whoring with their own inventions.
Ooh-wee. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. You're sharp tonight, bro. What's going on? Y'all drinking something or what? Everybody on a level tonight. Rocky in class early, asking questions early on. Yeah, man. Yo, plan this thing out. Yeah, I think that could work. Read it one more time, man.
Psalms 106 and 39. Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a whoring with their own inventions.
Right. That's used for like America. And that woman, that could be used for that woman. She was defiled with her own works. America now is disgusting, not because of us. They like to blame us for everything. They say America is, America is not great again because of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. No, America is no longer great because of y'all allowing faggots. America is no longer great because of women's lib. America is no longer great because you all send soldiers to war, and then when you bring them back home, you treat them soldiers like shit. So they arm up like Timothy McVeigh and commit homeborn terrorism. You understand? You rape your kids because of homosexuality and pedophilia, and now they're shooting up the schools. Black people and blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians made America great. The white man made it a piss hole. You get the point? So they went away whoring and read it again, Salaki would say.
Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a whoring with their own inventions.
America is made dirty with their own works and went a whoring with their own inventions. You understand? They did it to themselves. They made themselves unclean because they the hope. That's the whore that sits on many waters. You understand? They defiled themselves. You get the point? They put Trump in office, brother. That's a shit stain that's not coming up. That's a skid mark. That's that drawers will always have that skid mark in it. You get the point? They defiled themselves. You get me? So that's it. All right. Good day, everybody. Everybody straight. Hold on. Let me see. Let me make sure I get this to Galawan. Salakia. Read the scripture one more time again, Gabar.
Psalms 106 and 39. Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a whoring with their own inventions.
Right. They were defiled with their own works and went a whoring with their own inventions. All right. And that's that. Galawan, I think I just sent it to you. All right. Let me know if you get it. All right. So that's it. Any more questions? We have class tomorrow, Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. All right, we're going to be back again next week, Akim. We're going to go into a little bit of history of the Labour Party in Trinidad. We're going to go into some history with a man called Tubal Uriah Buzz Butler. He was the brother who basically founded the OWTU, the Oilfield Workers Trade Union. And we're going to show a bit of the history of police brutality, right, from them times. And brother, the world is a global village even from back then. All them riots in Trinidad, all the labor riots, everything was a result of the Great Depression of America. And I had no goddamn idea of that. None. All right, I just need a little more time. I need to figure out who was Israelites and who was heathens. But next week we're going to go into it because I know you all have, we got, what's that, Labor Day coming up June 19th, right? Right, so we're going to go into that. With that, pass the class over to Priest and Officer Galawan. He's going to do the security announcement. All right. Go ahead, gotta line you up.
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You must find this in Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi chapter 3 from verse 8 to 10. Being sent in Hebrew and is pronounced I.S.U.P.K. 10% of every penny of an increase the Lord gives you, you give to the Treasury Department or the teacher. Priest funds, free will offering for free, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. Remind Akiam and Aquatium to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he is to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, like shirts, like pants, like headbands, or scarves.
All right, and also to the upcoming Holy Convocation, the next one is the memorial blowing of trumpets, which is the Monday, the 10th of September. All right. All right, cool.
Okay.
All right, no sweat. That one, you ready for the press? All right, good. You have everything there, right? Yes or no? All right, you know what to do?
Okay. The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew.
You call the I-Madium?
I-Madium. Madium is the right stand, let's face the east.
Wapanya Hakwadam means to face the east. All right, you can go ahead up.
The Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Habanawa. Shabashomaya. Kaya. Samka. Yahweh. Malakwaka. Taba'a. Ratazaka. Kaya. Aisha. Baharakaza. Kawa. Kaya. Bashomaya. Nathan Lanawa. Laham. Kal. Yawam. Wasalak Lanawa. Kawab Wak Nawa. Kasalak Nawa. Kawab Wak Yanawa. Wala'a. Sabayaha Nawa. Banasayan Wan. Kabal. Hawashai Nawa. Mayan. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Wahala. Watapara. Naayu. Walamya. Hama.
All right, in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done
Thy will be done.
In earth.
On earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
And
forgive us our debts.
forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom.
Thine is the kingdom.
And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
All right, we're going to say the power prayer in Hebrew, the I.S.U.P.K. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Nathan Nawa. Wakal Madawa. Kaka. Lataha. Kamatazarayam. Kaka. Lahapayam. Hamatyam. Alrahawas. Samahala. Lagarashan. Bahashem. Yahweh.
In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
Please. Give us the power.
Give us the power.
The power to heal. All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
The
power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you. So be it.
So be it.
All right, we're going to say the blessings, power prayer.
For the power structure.
Or the power structure. Barakatah Yahweh. Yahweh Shai. Wamaya Kala. Wa Ahayam. Mataza Baya. Wak Yahanna. Ha'ala Wak Yam. Hazaran Yam. Ha'fataza Yam Yam. Ha'hab Yala Yam. Ha'ya Yal Yam. Waha Hak Wak Yan. Yahweh.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yahanna.
General.
The captains.
The
officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. We'll do the prayer for the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. And death to the heathen. That speak against us. Thy prophets. The teachers. The princes. The priests. Israelite brothers. And the school. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. And death to the heathen.
and death to the heathen.
And shake loose.
Shake
The
loose
pockets of the rich of Israel.
the pockets of the rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Their riches.
Enter into thy sanctuary.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
And evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
And death to the Edomites.
And death to the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
And their drug dealers.
And their drug dealers.
The court system.
The court system.
The prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope. Islam.
Christianity.
Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Bashiko Matazi. The gay movement. The lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. NASA space programs. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airways. The cable access channels. And the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift death to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the terrorists. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth. And destroy. Cause the terrorists to come against America. And destroy them. In their strongholds. Let America shake. At the hands of the terrorists. Let Yahushua, Michael and Gabriel, come down with the flying saucers and kill all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you always. So be it.
When I say the blessed Israel pray in Hebrew, Yahweh. Hashem. Yahweh Shai. Barak Lanawa. Waya Wahabaya. Barak. Magan. Hagan.
That's a warrior. Lahab. Rahawar. General Shalom. Ayash Kabawan. Banyamya. Isaiah. Utter. Claire. Heidi and family. Go ahead, God one.
All the brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters.
All the brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to get into the truth.
All the brothers and sisters fighting to get into the truth.
Just go with the man next to you. You all will just go line by line, all right?
All the brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K.
All the schools of the I.S.U.P.K.
Salakia. After you'll get Zahab. I forget he's our officer. He's going to be right there, all right?
Down. Go ahead, Aman.
Akim, you finished? Go ahead, Zahab. Salakia on that. I forgot you was on.
Just with Aman.
Go ahead,
All the generals.
All the generals.
All the captains.
All the captains.
All the officers.
All the
officers.
All the sisters.
All the sisters.
Salakia. All the troopers.
All the troopers.
All the sisters.
All the sisters. Done?
Come.
All right, Andrew, go ahead.
All the brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K.
Commander General Yohanna.
Commander General Yohanna.
Captain Mashak. The John family.
John family.
Figaro family. Keely. Andrew. And Zayden. Masimba's house. Nathan's house. Brother Galawan's house. Clyde's house. Rocky's house. Nigel's house. All the brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K.
The house of Masimba John.
John.
Brothers and sisters following Yahweh Shai. All the brothers and sisters following Yahweh. Under the guidance of the I.S.U.P.K.
I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters of the I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and
sisters of I.S.U.P.K.
Commanding General Yohanna. All the captains.
All the
generals. All the troopers.
All the
officers. All the brothers continually going towards the work of the Most High in the I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers continually going to the work of the Most High in the I.S.U.P.K.
Their ribs.
Children.
All Commander General Yohanna.
Generals of the I.S.U.P.K.
Captains of the I.S.U.P.K.
Officers of the I.S.U.P.K.
Troopers of the I.S.U.P.K.
Troopers of the I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters fighting to come into the I.S.U.P.K.
Your households, your children.
All right, Salakia, Gabal, you go ahead. I'm tripping out. Salakia.
I don't want cancer. The water. All the brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K.
Commander General Yohanna. Raymond. Stephanie. Labah. Yapasha Yorah. And all brothers and sisters fighting to find the truth.
And all the brothers and sisters fighting to find the truth. Who we have out there? Who else left? Rocky?
Yeah.
Go ahead out.
All the brothers and sisters of the I.S.U.P.K.
All the brothers and sisters of the I.S.U.P.K. All the girls captain of all corners of the earth.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Tawaram.
Go ahead, what we just said, translate it quickly. Galawan, read the English quickly.
Okay. What we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect loved ones. In the name of Yahweh. So be it. Right? All right, so men of Israel, let's give the teacher one to the salute. I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatham.
Yajamasa. Pastor Smith.
All right, Alright, Yahweh Hashem Shai Barakatham. All right, goodbye. So what again? So what two Zab?
All right, Buster.
All right, warriors.
Yahweh Hashem Shai Barakatham.
Yahweh Hashem Shai Barakatham.